So I had a couple people ask for a video on how I make my coffee with coconut oil versus creamer, and I kind of wanted just to show you and give you an idea and kind of work in some tips in there too. So my coffee is brewing right now. I have a Keurig and I absolutely love it. I do usually 12 to 14 ounces of coffee just because I like a big cup of coffee. So I'll do like an 8 ounce and then 4 ounce, and yeah, in a big mug. So I have my coffee here. It's just black. I used to be somebody who needed you know, the flavored creamer 100%, and it was like more creamer than it was coffee, and I didn't drink it until it was like almost white, and that's how I was, and I just hated coffee any other way. So I don't care what your excuse is. If you are a huge coffee creamer fan, you can change your habits, and I promise, and I'm like living proof of that, because if you ever would have told me that I would like my coffee like this, I would have laughed in your face a million times. So, and even if, you know, you're kind of skeptical at first and you're not a huge fan, give it the 21 days, give it the 3 weeks, try it out and stick to it, and I can almost guarantee you that by the end of it, you're not even going to like your coffee how you used to like it, and you'll kind of prefer it this way, because I love it. So, I have my coffee, and I have my big tub of coconut oil. I get this at Costco. You can get coconut oil anywhere. Quick tip also is there's 2 different kinds of coconut oil. There's refined and there's unrefined. I have organic virgin coconut oil. This is unrefined. The differences are the refined has gone through another process, and it kind of takes out some of, I believe it's like the vitamins, or it takes out something. So it doesn't have as many benefits as the, you know, the virgin unrefined coconut oil. Another difference as well is the unrefined one that I have has the coconut scent and flavor, because, you know, it's not gone through that additional process. The refined one doesn't have any scent or flavor. I do have a big bucket of the refined one because I like to use that in some of my cooking, because, you know, I don't always want everything to have coconut flavor or taste or scent or anything like that. So I use that in like baking and cooking and stuff like that. But for my coffee, I do like this one, and I do like the little flavor. It's not like super coconutty or anything, but it is really good. So when I started doing this, I usually did about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. That's just how I liked it. I have worked my way down to 1 teaspoon, so I'm gonna stick with 1 teaspoon. And whatever you do is totally fine. Kind of play around with it. Just make sure that you're accounting for it with your containers. So I have my coffee, my 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, and I add it in there. And then I don't use any sugar. I use stevia drops. We have a store called Sprouts here, and that's where I get them. I just get these ones. I have a stevia and stevia vanilla. A few quick tips about stevia is not all are created equal. Like stevia in the raw, if you saw my previous video, actually has extra artificial sweeteners in it. A lot of big stevia bags, like the powder kind, if you look at them, they say made with stevia, meaning there's stevia in it, but it's not just stevia. It's usually an artificial sweetener that has stevia incorporated into it. So I do prefer the drops just because they are more pure and don't have a bunch of added crap in them. Stay away from the brands like Purevia and Truvia, because those are actually also artificial sweeteners with stevia. Sweet Leaf is a really good brand. Just check your health food aisle stores or health food store. So I think I'm gonna do just the regular stevia today. And you'll kind of find your sweet spot, sweet spot because it's sweetening it. Sweet spot with how many drops you wanna do. I'm gonna do like 5. Sometimes it's like too sweet, sometimes it's not sweet enough. I haven't really found, like, I switch it up because I don't really care. And then I'm gonna add a few drops of vanilla extract. And you could do a couple different things. Like you could do unsweetened cocoa powder to make like a mocha, or peppermint extract to make a peppermint mocha, or cinnamon. I like cinnamon in there sometimes. Like around the holidays, I like to add nutmeg to my coffee. Like and hazelnut extract. Like you can make the flavors whatever you wanna make. So that's all in here. Now, my favorite way, honestly, to make it is in my like bullet blender. You know, like you pour it in the blender and then you go in the blender. But that's an extra step because I have to pour it into the bullet and then I have to pour it from the bullet back into my thing. But if I'm being honest, that's the best way to do it because it makes it super, super creamy. Or just tossing it in your blender, like even if you don't have a bullet, just your blender. And I know it sounds crazy, but mixing this in with a spoon will not get the same effect. I promise, because I did that for a while and I was like, I don't understand this whole coconut oil in your coffee thing. And then I figured out. But I bought this. I specifically bought this for my coffee, and it stays right by my Keurig. It's a little hand blender. I believe they're like $10 or $15. I think I saw one in the sale at Fry's. So I'm going to tilt this down so you guys can kind of see how this works. Okay. Can you see my coffee? Okay. So I put it in there, and then with the hand blender, I do that, and then I pick it up and put it down and just keep pulsing. And I like to pick it up because I feel like it mixes it more. And I just keep pulsing until it's kind of the consistency or the color I like. I mean, it takes a minute. Alright, if you're doing it in your blender or a bullet, you don't have to pulse it. I just have to do that so it doesn't fly everywhere with this thing. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But if you see that, like, you guys look, that's like frothy goodness. And I'm gonna pick you up here. It is so good, so good. And it's like a cappuccino. Like I said, you can mess with the flavors, and it only counts as a teaspoon if you use 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, or 1.5 teaspoons, or 2 teaspoons, or however much you use. But that's it. Stevia's free, coffee's free. I love it. Try it. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I do prefer it in the blender, but this is just quicker for me, and with the 2 kids, it's just a lot easier. So I hope you guys like this. I hope it helped, and I'm super excited to get started with this challenge with you guys. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.